If you are a renter in Victoria and you have an issue with your landlord that's hard to resolve, one of your options might be to go to VCAT. VCAT helps people resolve disputes in a fair way. It can seem scary, but once you know what it's all about, it's not so bad. These videos will tell you about the VCAT process and show you how to prepare. It can be you or your landlord that applies to VCAT. And either way, VCAT's job is to resolve your dispute and protect the rights of everyone involved. An appointment at VCAT is called a hearing. It's like going to court, but less formal. The hearing is a place for both you and your landlord or their real estate agent to tell each side of the story and have VCAT make a decision that upholds the law. And often, you don't need a lawyer because you can represent yourself. The best thing you can do to get a decision in your favour is to be prepared. And before we get started, here's a few tips. First up, the Tenants Victoria website has lots of information about your rights as a renter. There's a section on the VCAT page that has a list of useful contacts. You may be eligible for help from these other organisations. Even if the VCAT process is underway, you can still resolve your dispute privately with your landlord at any time. If this happens, get the agreement in writing and let VCAT know that you don't need the hearing anymore. If your landlord takes you to VCAT and you don't attend your hearing, VCAT can make a decision without you being there. And this might not be the best result for you. So, make sure you attend your hearing so you can have your say. Is this thing on? If you're renting and you're struggling to resolve an issue with your landlord, then VCAT might be an option for you. If you want to apply to VCAT, this makes you the applicant. To apply, you can use the online application form on the VCAT website or download the PDF form and fill it out. You need to be clear about everything you want VCAT to consider. When you make a claim, it's best to refer to the Residential Tenancies Act. This is the legal document that has all the rules relating to renting. Wait, don't freak out. There's a page on the VCAT website that has a list of common residential tenancy issues and their section numbers. So you just go to this page, you scroll down until you find your problem, and then put that in the application form along with the details of what happened. If you need an interpreter at your hearing, VCAT will provide one for free. There's also special support available for Koori people, people with disabilities, and people experiencing family violence. Once you've filled out the application form, you need to gather evidence to support your claim. You will share this evidence with both VCAT and the landlord before your hearing. I'll talk more about evidence in the next video. If your landlord takes you to VCAT, this makes you the respondent. The landlord will fill out the application form and should share their application and evidence with you before the hearing. You should expect at least 2 notices from VCAT. The first notice will confirm they've received an application, and then the hearing notice will tell you the date, time, and location of the hearing. And that's the application process. Now, let's jump into how to prepare. So, you and your landlord haven't resolved your dispute, and the VCAT process has started. Whether you're the applicant or the respondent, you need to prepare for your hearing so you can clearly explain your side of the story. We're going to do 5 steps to prepare. Make a timeline, collect evidence, look at the landlord's evidence, plan what to say, and plan the journey to VCAT. Step number 1, make a timeline. Write down everything that has happened that relates to your issue. And, if you can remember, the date that it happened. Step 2, collect evidence. Make sure you have as much evidence as possible to support your position. Evidence can include any letters, legal notices, phone call records, emails, the lease, the condition report, receipts, photos, or videos. Clearly label all your evidence so that you can easily refer to it during your hearing. You can even bring a witness as part of your evidence. Your witness will answer questions at the hearing to support your case. Once your evidence is ready, you need to send it to VCAT and your landlord.
You can send via email or post, and you can send it to your landlord via your real estate agent if that's how you normally communicate.
There shouldn't be any surprises for you or the landlord on the day, so make sure you send your evidence ahead of time. Step 3, review the landlord's evidence. When you receive the evidence that the landlord has submitted, read their documents carefully so that you can respond to them. Step 4, plan what to say. Plan to say your most important things first, and think about how you might answer questions on the day of the hearing. Also, write down any questions that you'd like to ask on the day. Finally, step 5, plan your hearing day. Make sure you are available on the date and time of your hearing. Check if it's a phone hearing or in person. If it's in person, plan how you'll get there. Check public transport or check what the parking situation is. And if you have kids, try to organise childcare for the hearing day so you can give it your full attention. And that's your preparation done. Now, don't worry, it's normal to feel nervous about this process. If you want extra support, you can bring along a family member or friend. Just remember, regular people go to VCAT hearings every day and represent themselves. You can do it. So, your hearing day is here. By now, you will have done your preparation and you will have a few things ready to bring with you. The application, your evidence, a paper and pen to take notes, and you may also have a witness or a friend with you for support. Your hearing may be in person at a VCAT office, or it might be via phone. Let's talk about phone hearings first. If it's a phone hearing, the dial-in details will be on the hearing notice that VCAT sent you. The notice will have a PIN code that you use to enter the meeting. Remember, it's a formal occasion, so make sure you dress smart and make the call in a quiet place. So not in the car on a busy road. Dial in a few minutes before your start time. And remember to charge your phone before the hearing so you don't run out of battery. If you are attending the hearing in person, you need to bring physical copies of your evidence to your hearing. A copy for yourself, the landlord, and the member. When you arrive at the VCAT office, you will go through security, which is similar to airport security. Well done. You've arrived early. If you arrive late on the day, they can do the hearing without you, and that may not give you the best result. Sometimes hearings start later than scheduled, and they can go for 30 minutes, an hour, or longer. So plan for it to take up at least half of your day.
Next case.
All right, let's go. Whether by phone or in person, when your VCAT hearing begins, you will meet the person who will listen to and decide your case. This person is called the member. Most of the time, the member sits at the front of the room. The applicant sits on the right side, facing the bench, and the respondent sits on the left. The first thing you'll be asked to do is to make an oath, which is a promise to tell the truth. Then, the member will usually ask the applicant to speak first. The applicant will state their issues, say what they want VCAT to do about it, and show the member their evidence. After that, the respondent responds. The member will also ask questions to both parties and to any witnesses. If the member asks you a question, answer it to the point. And you should address the member as member or sir or madam. Everyone gets time to present their evidence and to challenge the other side. But sometimes the hearing time can be limited, so make sure you say your most important things first. If the member needs to wrap up the hearing and you still have more to say, tell them you haven't had time to share everything and they'll explain what the next steps are. Now, don't worry. The member knows it's likely that you've never been to VCAT, so they should guide you through the process. And here are some extra things to keep in mind. Always speak respectfully to everyone in the room. Don't talk over the member. Well, don't talk over anyone. And you can take notes if it helps, but you can't record audio without permission. And once you've shared all your information and evidence, it's time to exhale and it's over to the member to decide. Now that you've attended your hearing and told your side of the story, the only thing left is the decision. After the member has heard both sides speak, they will make a decision, which is called an order. The order comes at the end of your hearing, or sometimes up to a few weeks after the hearing. The member will tell you the reasons for their decision and give you a copy of the order. Everyone must follow the order. If you think the member has made a legal mistake in their decision, go to VCAT's website and read about how to appeal. Or ask a lawyer for advice. An appeal must be made within 28 days of the decision, but sometimes it can be less than that, so it's best to do it as soon as possible. And if you're not appealing the decision, then all you have to do is follow the order given by the member. And then you can enjoy having some free time back. And that's how you play VCAT. Once you know the rules, it's not so scary. And just remember, your rights as a renter are protected by the law and by VCAT. You can do it.